Laurie, there has been a lot of talk about bonds ahead of this budget. Have we seen any market reaction after Rachel Reeves delivered her speech? The reaction doesn't actually look that bad. You remember, I always think of Liz Truss's mini budget, and maybe that shouldn't be a marker in the sand, but this seems relatively calm.
Well, I do think that Liz Truss incident is something that Rachel Reeves, even though Liz Truss was from a different party, something that Rachel Reeves will have in their back of their mind. Liz Truss and, announcing a tax cuts that were unfunded. She lasted in office 7 weeks because of that, because her announcement caused a bond market run. Everybody will remember that. It's become a joke in the U.S. as well. People worldwide speak of Liz Truss moments. And Rachel Reeves will have been well aware of that when she was preparing her budget. Gilt yields moved really erratically today after that leak that you mentioned from the OBR, the Office for Budget Responsibility. Bond yields really rose a lot. It was interesting, about 6 to 7 basis points across the curve, across the range of maturities. That's a pretty big move. But we've ended today quite a bit lower, particularly at the long end. 30-year gilts which is the longest way that a government will borrow, they're down 8 basis points on the day. Surprises me a little bit. That may be because the Debt Management Office has come out and said, look, we have to raise more money through gilts, but we're going to concentrate that in shorter yields rather than longer yields. So that may be why the 30-year gilt has done so well. But in general, gilt yields are down. But let me give you a caveat here. Going back to that Liz Truss moment, we had a bit, after she delivered that budget, we had a bit of a run up in bond yields, but the real damage was a couple of days later after her chancellor went on television and said, hey, we're just getting started on these tax cuts. That's when the run on gilts really happened. And this happened last year to Rachel Reeves when she delivered her budget last year, which raised taxes even more. We had a pretty benign gilt market reaction on the day, but the following day, we saw a real sell-off in gilts, which pushes the yields higher. So I'd say what happens today is not necessarily indicative of a medium-term trend.